This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, how are you doing this week?
I've been better.
Yeah. Oh, God. On top of everything else, we're trying to do this remotely because we're not allowed to be within 6 feet of each other.
Yeah.
Well, Tim, you're not allowed to be within 100 yards of me, technically, right now.
Yeah. I mean, that's pending, and thankfully
the courts are all closed.
Exactly. So we'll put a pin in that little situation. Thankfully.
But at least for now, you have to stay 6 feet away from me.
Yeah.
And we're recording through the internet, and boy, I thought they had this internet thing all figured out, but there's still some kinks in it.
You know what, Tom? I thought they had a lot of things all figured out.
Yeah.
Turns out we got a lot of kinks that we need to work on here.
Yeah, boy, between everything going on and this recording, my eyes have really been opened about how prepared we are to deal with crises.
Tom, so it should be said we are recording each from our place of residence where we are hunkered down. Have you ever said the word hunkered so many times in your life?
No, yeah, but nowadays that's all I'm talking about is being hunkered down.
Yeah,
Boy,
I wish we were talking about hunks
down.
still instead of hunkering.
Look, hunks are still out there, Tim. Do you think people are gonna? Ooh, I was thinking about this before as I was pouring my third glass of wine. I'm going to be so mad if when all this is over and we all get out of here, if like some people are in really good shape.
Yeah. And
I don't think that's going to happen. I think everybody's going to come out of this being like 15 pounds heavier, and we're all going to be like, look, it's fine. Nobody say anything.
Well, here's what I was thinking. You know, I always think about like, worst case scenario, I'm framed for a crime and I go to and I go away for several years. I was just like, you know what? I could deal well in jail. You know what I would do? I would just do push-ups and sit-ups and pull-ups all day, and I'd read and I'd come out the smartest, strongest man alive. And 4 days into this, none of that has happened.
Yeah, no, I keep thinking like, oh, I'm going to get so much done. I'm going to read so much. And it's like, no, all I do is read the news 23 hours a day.
Yeah.
And get more anxious and upset. But hey, that's why your old pals Tim and Tom are here to cheer up those quarantine blues.
Yeah. Okay. And that's the last we'll talk about that. Now let's talk about 1990s MTV. One time I was watching MTV Spring Break, Tom, and Bill Bellamy was he was a VJ at the time.
Of course.
A video jockey.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to a DJ, disc jockey.
Right. Did the VJs have any say into what videos actually got played? No, right?
Absolutely not. That was all pay to play.
That was the producer, and pay to play. And
yeah. However, they did let Carson Daly in 1998 do Scotterday, where he was into the ska scene.
Right.
So they let him for some reason, or not for some reason, because it was sweeping the nation, but like I think he was at the spearhead of the third wave ska movement, taking over the mainstream youth culture.
Right.
And they didn't have a lot of videos to play at the time because a lot of
ska videos, yeah.
Yeah, so they played like a lot of No Doubt. They played some Rancid, I think.
That one Mighty Mighty Boss Stones video.
Yeah. And you know what? I think they might have even played Livin' La Vida Loca by Ricky Martin.
That's not ska.
It pretty much is a third wave ska song, and in the video, they're dancing on a checkerboard dance floor.
Oh, okay. Well, it checks out. Do you foresee any point in the future Carson Daly trying to spearhead the fourth wave of ska on the Today Show?
Or The Voice, Tom. I think The Voice is...
Oh, yeah, or The Voice.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the fourth horseman of the apocalypse. the fourth wave of ska. Yeah.
If you're watching The Voice and you see a guy come out and he's like, I don't sing, I'm just a dancer. I just skank.
I'm the toaster.
Yeah, and then...
and he's just... they play music, they play a backing track, and he's just going... Hip,
And Carson Daly's like, that's my guy. I want to coach him. Is that how that show works?
Carson Daly is not a coach. I watched about Tom. Here's the thing about this situation.
Right.
I am so hungry for any kind of communal experience that, like, after we record this, I'm excited tonight that Top Chef, the new season, is starting, and I'm not gonna. I could just DVR it and watch it and fast forward through the commercials.
Yeah.
But like, it's like, no, I want to like experience it in real time, sit through the commercials and act like there's like a society.
Like everything's normal and regular.
Exactly.
Still.
So I was watching The Voice the other day in that spirit to be like, hey, let's watch what everybody's watching because there are a million other people at least watching this thing.
Right.
The chairs, the judges who right now, I believe, I can't remember even one of them. Carson Daly's the host, and he's not a judge. I believe Blake Shelton is one of the hosts.
Okay. Yeah, one of the judges.
One of the judges.
I know he has been in the past. That's how he met his lover, Gwen Stefani.
Yeah, of the third wave ska movement and Scotterday fame.
Yeah, the queen of the third wave ska movement.
I mean, who else is even in contention?
No, nobody.
I mean, maybe there was somebody in Channel 59, my ska band.
Right, your high school ska band.
Yeah, but I don't think Erin was really, she was looking to take the crown away from Gwen.
Right, yeah.
Anyway, Blake Shelton, Gwen Stefani was not there.
Okay.
Oh, you know who was? It wasn't Adele, but it was somebody like her. A female singer.
Okay. Dude, there's a lot. I can't really narrow it down.
Look, I know we usually try to keep things moving on this show, but there's not a lot to talk about these days.
Well, I was going to say that I did. There have been some communal moments outside my building.
Oh, no, this doesn't sound great, though.
No, you know what? I will say this, and I'm a cynical guy, but it was nice. There's a guy yesterday. He went out on his balcony across the street with a big saxophone.
Oh, no.
And played New York, New York on the big saxophone.
Now, what part did he just do?
No, he didn't just do that over and over.
There was a guy
just for 4 minutes.
There's a guy outside Yankee Stadium after the games that will do that.
Oh, yeah. On like a trumpet or something, right?
Yeah, but he just plays that one part over and over again. It's like, no, that's just the intro, man. There's like a whole melody.
No, this guy played the whole melody. He has it's like one of those. What's the big saxophone? The alto? No, the alto is a small one, right?
The baritone.
The
sax. Barry sax.
Big baritone sax. And it was nice because like I looked out the window because I'm like, what the hell's all that goddamn racket? I was calling 911 at the time.
Nice
to complain.
It's what you should be doing in these times.
Well, and it was annoying because the lines were all clogged up. But the guy's doing that, and finally I'm like, oh, I think that's real. So I go and look outside, and I'm like, oh, sure as shit. Look at that man. He's playing the saxophone up on his balcony, and then I can see there's all other people. Like I'm across the street from like I don't know, probably like a 12-story building with balconies, and everybody's out on their.
What's
balcony.
Your address again?
Everybody's out on their balcony. It doesn't matter. You can't come here. Everybody's out on their balconies and they're all watching him, and like 2 stories below him there's a couple slow dancing to it, and then when he did dan, 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 everybody clapped and cheered. And then today he played Lean on Me.
Oh, nice.
And same thing, everybody clapped and cheered. The thing that's great about it, the thing I'll sing this guy's praises all day. He plays 1 song a day. He's not wearing out his welcome. Because at a certain point, it becomes you're just practicing your saxophone on the balcony, and that's annoying.
Or you're trying to go viral.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's been just like that's been the one nice thing. This guy playing a saxophone and everybody listening and then cheering. It's crazy because like when he finishes and everybody's like clapping and cheering, it sounds like you're in like a stadium.
Wow.
Like that's how many people are like cheering.
I'm pretty jealous about that. I wish to God I had a balcony.
Well, but that's the thing. It's very nice. But then when I'm looking out the window, I'm like, this is nice. Oh God, I wish I had a balcony. Oh, I hate these people. So that's the not nice part to it.
Yeah, these celebrities have to stop doing these Imagine mashups or whatever, and in this like reminding us that like, oh yeah, we're all staying in or on our property as well, but we live in fucking Xanadu.
Right. I have multiple pools, but no, I'm just like you guys. I'm confined.
Yeah.
I'm confined to my home, which is bigger than like the area I traverse in a day.
Exactly.
Would normally when craziness isn't happening.
Just walking around the grounds would be more exercise than I've gotten in the last 15 years.
Oh God. Yeah. I'm gonna be so mad if people get in really good shape after this.
I think if it goes on long enough out of boredom, we will get in really good shape. I'll start doing push-ups.
I don't know. I was eating so much candy today. I was just like upset about the whole situation. And I was like, I'm just going to eat a lot of candy. I don't care. I allowed myself. It's called self-care, Tim.
I know it is called self-care.
It's called self-care eating 3 candy bars in a row.
I've been rationing all the candy that I have.
Yeah. I've been trying to do that, but Jesus, it's so goddamn tempting.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to look something up on the internet, Tom.
Yeah, well, it's hard to do while you're also supposed to be recording via the internet.
It's called self-care, Tom.
What are you looking up? How many candy bars can I eat a day while quarantined?
No, I think that's a lot. No, I haven't. I've had the opposite problem. I just haven't had an appetite at all.
I have a little bit of that where like I'm eating things because I'm bored and then I feel sick afterwards.
Yeah, I'm just I don't know. And we'll have tips on how to have some fun at home a little later in the episode.
Yeah, sure, we will.
That's what the episode's about, Tom.
Since we're both so good at it. Yeah. Too many candy bars. I ate 2 hot dogs before. I don't even know why. I wasn't hungry or in the mood for hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
Yeah.
The joke that I've been seeing a lot on social media is that like, well, the vegan food section is the only thing that isn't picked over. It's like, shit, give that all to me. Give me all the fake meat. I'll eat fucking fake hot dogs for the next 6 years if I need to.
That's not true in my neighborhood. Like, I went to the supermarket a couple of days ago and they were like almost out of all the vegetarian, like the frozen vegetarian stuff, like the meat substitute things, like veggie dogs. They were running dangerously low on everything. Although in fairness, they were dangerously low on frozen vegetarian food. They were out of everything else.
Exactly.
So I guess people did get desperate enough.
Yeah. Well, more,
I bought 2 packages of hot dogs because they were literally the last hot dogs left of any brand. And I was like, what if this is it? And what if one day I want a hot dog again?
What were you thinking? What if I got the last 8 hot dogs on Earth?
I got the last 16 hot dogs on Earth. There were 2 packages.
My God.
Yeah,
a monster.
I
your
guess
address,
I'm not all.
Let's storm your compound.
Now I'm like one of the celebrities. Gal Gadot with her huge mansion. Tom with his 16 hot dogs.
Were they injected with cheese?
No, Tim. They were. I assume those were the first ones to go.
Yeah, because those are nourishing.
Exactly, they cover 2 food groups. Even though I'm A man that is in charge of his own life nowadays. I can do whatever I want. I still haven't bought those.
Congratulations on that, by the way. We're all very proud of you.
I'm no longer a ward of the state. I've still too I don't know what it is, like embarrassed to buy the cheese-filled hot dogs at the supermarket. Look, I'll tell you what. If we get through this and those cheese hot dogs ever come back again, I'm not going to be afraid.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a real lust for life happening after this. There's going to be a revolution. Cheese-filled hot dogs, pork rinds.
Yeah, screw it. You know what they were out of at the supermarket? And again, I was like, this is my chance. This is my opportunity to buy this without any kind of judgment about me. They were all out of Spam.
Wow.
No Spam.
Because that keeps.
They were even out of the freaking knockoff Spam.
What's the knockoff Spam?
Like the store brand Spam.
Yikes.
They were out of.
Oh, it's
the
like
Urban Meadows Spam.
Spiced ham or something.
Yeah. They were out of that even. But I did think about it. I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to try Spam. Now would be the one time where nobody would be like, why are you buying this? It would be like, because there's nothing else in your store. And then I thought maybe it will be nice. Maybe, if things get real bad and it's hard to get meat. I mean, it's kind of hard to get meat right now. I could pop open that can of Spam.
Hold on. Let me just take this back. And we don't want to be purveyors of misinformation. The supply.
Look, if they've got Spam, buy it, because that might be it.
No, the supply chains are fine. I've read numerous articles.
Yeah, actually, there was tons of meat. It was fun.
Yeah, all right. So everybody, calm down. I don't want to get canceled over a dumb joke that causes panic.
Well, but the meat doesn't keep. The Spam keeps.
Exactly.
That's why I want.
I mean, you could freeze meat.
Yeah, but then after a while, it tastes gross.
Doesn't? I don't know. I don't eat meat, Tom.
Yeah, I mean,
this is why I'm dangerously malnourished right now.
All right, Tim. Look, we got to talk about what pretty much everybody's having to do right now, which is self-isolate.
Yeah. So, social distance.
Tim, do you want to explain what's happened in the world?
Not necessarily.
Do you think there's so, one of the big, funny stories out of this was Jared Leto coming out of a 12-day silent retreat.
Yeah, we need more of that kind of stuff.
Well, hopefully there's more people out there that are coming out. But it was making me laugh thinking Jared Leto came out of his silent retreat, turned his phone back on, and had an email from Chipotle or whatever talking. It was like, what?
Oh yeah, some our
response to the
someplace that he got an oil change at once 8 years ago. It's just so you know, our COVID-19 response.
Jared Leto has never had his oil changed in his life.
I mean, his cars have had their oils changed.
Jared Leto, I bet when his car needs an oil change, he throws it out and gets a new one.
No, he's a man of the people.
Jared Leto is anything but a man of the people. He was just in a 12-day silent retreat. That's not something men of the people do.
I mean, I wish I could go right now to it wouldn't hurt anybody. Just leave for 12 days. Silent retreat.
I don't think I'd be able to do that because I would just be so worried about everything.
See, Jared Leto doesn't care about anybody else.
Right. That's why it worked for him. It was probably like, oh, all right, well, back to the retreat. Tim, we're talking about self-isolation and how to keep yourself sane in these insane times.
Yeah, I mean, you keep saying this. You want to make it like this kind of thing that's foisted upon us.
Yeah, it is.
I want it to be kind of a fun from home. Here's how to stay positive. Here's how to stay to keep your mind occupied. Keep your body. What?
It's just gonna be like do Sudokus.
I've been doing so many mindless. Hey, this is my number one. Okay.
Okay.
This is any kind of mindless puzzle game that is kind of like number based or word based. They're fun because they occupy your mind.
Just enough.
Yeah, and if you're like me, like you become like a little bit obsessed, but like at this point, like who gives a shit? You have a lot of hours to kill. You might as well get obsessed with like making words out of the letters they give you. And one good thing is the New York Times has a number of word games that are free with a subscription. The bad thing is I try to do that when I'm trying to not look at the news.
Yeah.
And to get to the games, you literally have to open the New York Times app and scroll past every single news story because the games are at the bottom. So you have to like see every headline before you can go into the thing that you want to be an escape from reality.
Hold on, I'm checking something. I'm checking this live and verifying it. Tim, you can just go to newyorktimes.com/games.
No, I do it on my iPad. I'm practically a boomer these days, Tom.
All right. Well, then I guess you can't do it that way. I've been trying to get back into video games.
Ooh, good call.
Because I have so many games that I just never finished. And like games that I enjoyed, but they were all games I was like, well, this is taking up entirely too much of my life. And guess what? Now I need that. So I'm thinking about going back and finishing Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Ooh, I hear that's a good one. And let me ask you this, Tom. I have a Nintendo Switch that I'm actually kind of almost keeping behind glass at this point, where it's like, look, I know I might become super obsessed if I start now.
Yeah.
But I also kind of want to preserve it for when things get if things whatever
go on longer.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I heard this is all going to be wrapped up by the weekend.
That's what
by the time this episode comes out,
people are going to be like, "Oh, were we staying inside? Weird." I almost don't remember. Can I download any commercially available game? I don't need to go to GameStop at all, right?
No.
Okay.
Although GameStop is apparently refusing to close. Have you seen this?
Yeah. And honestly, there's a GameStop within walking distance of my apartment.
Yeah.
And like
you should go in there and prove corporate right and show those employees they're wrong.
Well, I mean,
there are people still looking to come to GameStop right now.
The only thing is, though, like if you live near a GameStop and you're employed there, and they're like, keep them open, and if nobody's coming in, if you just have to go to GameStop every day and sit in an empty place and still get your hours in, as long as you don't have to take public transportation, man, that seems like pretty sweet, right?
Yeah, I imagine that.
Are we boring you, Tom? Oh, it's
well,
being
I'm
in
bored
isolation
all the time now. I would assume though that probably a lot of the customers frequenting GameStop right now are people that like don't believe in what's happening.
Yeah, that's true.
And probably like want to talk about that with you, a GameStop employee. I've also heard that there have been GameStops where like an employee has tested positive for the virus, and they close that store and bring in employees from another store to clean the store and reopen. I mean, GameStop is not in good shape financially. I think that they are at the point where they're like, if we close our stores, they're not reopening.
Right. Okay. Well, let's move on. You're getting back into video games. I can download these video games.
You can buy any game nowadays online and download it.
Hell yeah. I might play Mario Galaxy. Is that what's up? Odyssey again. Yeah. That was some of the finest 20 hours of my life.
Did you finish it?
Yeah, I finished it. But then you go through this.
Get all the moons.
Yeah. It's a whole new world.
It is.
Much like Aladdin and Princess Jasmine foretold. It's
Yep.
eerie, a lot of how all of this was foretold.
I got back into Red Dead Redemption 2. The game that I got out of playing because it was taking too long to ride a horse around everywhere.
Now I'd kill to ride a horse around.
Oh, I would love it. Now I play the game and I just watch a horse, watch my guy riding around on a horse. I'm like, boy, this is the best. This is so much fun. So yeah, got back into that. And that's just like a gigantic game. So it's like, all right, cool. I bought this freaking game for like $60 when it came out and only stopped playing it because it was too much. Like if you bought like a book, like an expensive book, and then you were like, oh, it's 1,000 pages long. I really love it, but like that's too long. But that's where I am right now with Red Dead.
Yeah, that's good. I like that you're calling it Red Dead. That's cool.
RDR2 is how us kids call it.
Is that the one a friend of mine did the music for that right?
No, it's a different game.
Oh, what was the other one?
Far Cry 5.
What? No.
Yeah.
Really?
Unless he also did the music for this.
Nah, I don't think he did.
I don't think he did. I think Rockstar has all internal people do all their thing. Rockstar is the name of the studio that made it.
Rockstar is also a cool thing to aspire
Energy
to.
drink.
Yeah. Oh no, it's a cool occupation to aspire to.
Yeah, or Rockstar or Ninja. That's a lot of the jobs I apply for. If they're looking for somebody who's a rock star or a ninja.
Really cool, right?
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, I'd like to be both of those things. And I show up in my all black ninja uniform, and they're like, what the hell? You can't bring a sword in here, sir.
All right. So what was my first thing that I did?
I think your first thing was jerking off.
No, Tom, I live in a small apartment with my wife.
Oh, right. You said sometimes it gets to be too much, though, and you have to take a break.
Tom, come on. There's going to be a lot of people. My parents are looking for things to do right now.
No, you said something about if you live in a small apartment with your significant other, why not do it on the fire escape? Nobody's outside right now.
I'm not. My management company has scared us so much off of going on our fire escape.
Yeah, they know it's going to detach from the building if anybody goes on.
No, geez, I hadn't thought about that. I thought like they were just like, no.
I thought they just didn't want people to have fun.
No, it's basically like they're like, you could not have a potted plant out there because if we get a summons from it, like,
oh, right.
It's like an $8,000 summons or something, or a ticket for it. Yeah, because they ticket the property owner, right?
Right. Yeah. That makes sense. If my building was on fire and I was escaping down the fire escape and I was like, whew, I made it. And then I tripped over a potted plant and fell to my death.
Yeah.
I'd be pretty mad.
Yeah, definitely. However, right now, if I go out on my fire escape because I want some fresh air.
Who the hell's going to do anything about it?
You think there's going to be like a beat cop walking around being like, hey, you, get down from there.
Yeah, and all you have to do is be like, I'll be right down. Yeah. Like, oh, forget it. You can stay up there, sir.
He's 3 blocks away by the time you finish that sentence.
Yeah. Oh, what was it? I was thinking about something illegal that I think you could totally get away with right now, but I forget what it was.
The one thing that I'm bummed about, and
I'll save it for our supplementary podcast, Crimecast.
This is my tip for people who can do it. Man, is
it going to be jerk off on the fire escape again,
no,
Tim? Because we've already heard it.
You stop saying that, please. My parents are listening. I just wish we were in a state that had legalized marijuana.
Yeah, we're in New York State where it's not legalized.
Man.
Yeah, because then you could just toke up, as it were.
More and more that, like, we weren't under quarantine or anything, or under or social isolation or social distancing. They call it social distancing, but isolation is really the thing.
Yeah, self-isolation.
Yeah, but the after 9/11, you know, they weren't like, don't go out. They're actually, go out and just like breathe the air that's toxic to you. That'll be fine.
Right.
But the one thing that I really did that I found out was smoke pot.
Yeah. What do you mean that you found out?
I found out that was.
I've been going through my records, and
no, like
apparently
it's like you know, we're going through tough times.
Yeah.
And those were tough times, and I felt like a good way to disengage a little bit. Because like, here's the thing. We're in an age of constant engagement here, and it's like we're looking at Twitter, we're looking at the news, we're you know, like, and like, look, if this happened in 1986, none of us would have been able to work from home, and it would have been a disaster on that front. But also, we wouldn't have had.
And then people would have been like, "Oh, did you hear they're delaying Dick Tracy, the movie?"
I'd be like, "No, I need to see Flat Top. I got the cup from McDonald's, and I need to know."
They can't do this.
If I had known that all those villains were killed in the first goddamn scene of that movie,
that was insane. To this day, I'm mad about it.
Anyway, smoking pot was something that that got me through it, but I can't do it now.
Well, but I think the difference between like post 9/11, I guess not. I mean, this feels the most post 9/11 the world has felt since after 9/11, which I guess is still now.
Yeah, but the bummer is post 9/11, you could get together physically with your loved ones and be like, hey, we're going to fucking like
get through it. I think the problem right now is, at least in New York City, New York State, and the United States as a whole, is that we're being told, like, look, this is for the long haul, and like things are going to get worse before they get better. So for that reason, weed isn't great, because then you get paranoid.
Oh yeah, true. But aren't there strains?
Yeah,
I don't know.
There are strains.
I don't know how things work nowadays.
No, that's what a friend of mine, friend of the show, AJ. I don't think he'd be mad for me mentioning this.
He's gonna be so mad.
No, he was like, somebody was asking about like a marijuana term. They were like, what? I've never heard of this. And AJ was like, oh, no, that's a thing now. That wasn't a thing back when we smoked weed, but now it's like a term for like a part of the plant or whatever.
Yeah, they've done a lot more.
The keef. Do you know about the keef?
I don't know about the keef.
Yeah, that's the thing now.
I mean, look, I know they're doing other.
Tim, he'd be thrown out of a legal marijuana shop. They'd be like, "Oh, hit the bricks, old timer."
I went to a legal marijuana shop in Los Angeles when I was there a couple of years ago, and we went and we bought 2 pre-rolled joints. Because like anything else seemed weird to me.
Yeah.
But
why is that? Why would just buying regular marijuana be weird?
No, everything else was weird.
Joint?
It was like gummies, and it was like edibles and stuff.
Edibles. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that'll kill me. And I was like, okay. But the one thing that I knew that I couldn't do from back in the post 9/11 days was drink alcohol and then smoke weed. That would always make me physically ill. I'd always throw up when I tried that. And so we did that, and we bought 2 pre-rolled, and it was weird. They were like kind of talking down to us a little bit.
How so?
I don't know. It felt like they were like, "Oh, you're not like into the weed lingo." And by the way, this weed dispensary was Netflix branded. So Netflix, one of the biggest corporations in the United States,
entertainment.
Bought up a bunch of weed dispensaries.
Oh, it was like actually licensed. It wasn't like they were like, oh, this is Nugflix, man.
No, it was officially licensed, and all the strains corresponded to Netflix original TV series.
Huh.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Well, that just sounds confusing then, too. It's like, well, I don't want to buy, like Stranger Things. What does that do? Just tell me what this actually is.
Yeah, and this was 2018, so it was still like Arrested Development and House of Cards. Like, It was all that kind of stuff. It wasn't, I would have bought One Day at a Time. Oh, man. Some One Day at a Time strain weed would help all of us right now.
What is One Day at a Time? I don't think I know that show.
Well, I mean, I was just going off the title of it, man. But that was
because we all got to take it one day
exactly,
at a time
and that's
right
what
now.
we need to do, man. But it was an old Norman Lear thing that they rebooted for.
Ah, I see.
Anyway, so I was like, okay, we got this, and it was like the last night that we were going to be in LA. We were on our honeymoon. We were going to go to Hawaii the next day. And then we went and met a friend for drinks. And then we went to this bar where like all these celebrities came in. And not like celebrities, but like Kumail Nanjiani and like his wife. It was after the Writers Guild Awards.
Okay. So Tom Cruise wouldn't have been there.
No, but like Scott Aukerman and like all of the Birthday Boys were there and stuff. Like people that like I would...
The Birthday Boys is a sketch group for people that don't know.
I was hoping to leave that ambiguous, Tom. But
what? Tim was just excited that a bunch of people whose birthday it was were there.
But my wife and I were meeting our friend Charlie Brand from the Miniature Tigers there for a drink.
And now that's a band. That's not actually small tigers.
But there were so many...
Look, Tim, not everybody lives in L.A. and knows all the lingo.
There were so many celebrities there that I was like, I'm going to stay here. I'm in L.A. for the first time. I'm in a room entirely with celebrities. I cornered Kumail Nanjiani and told him how much I liked The Big Sick. He did. He told him.
You told him, it'd be awesome if you just got like real ripped, man. Like just like really like work out for like a year and don't eat anything.
Don't realize I was the guy who convinced him to do that.
And you gave him the plan. You were like, just eat cod like The Rock. And do these 3 exercises: sit-ups, push-ups, and jumping jacks, and you'll be there in no time, pal.
And it worked, I think.
It worked. Do you think when these guys get into Marvel shape that it takes years off their life?
Why?
Because it's like an unnatural, like good shape, like unnaturally fit. You know what I mean? Like it's like your body fat's like way too low. You're like, I don't know. It's like happening really fast.
Yeah, that's probably
it just
true.
feels like unnatural. And all of them are doing steroids too. There's no way you're doing all that stuff and not being like, you know what, give me a little juice.
Do you think Kumail's doing steroids? Go on record.
I don't want to go on record, but I'm just saying a lot of these
all of
guys,
this is being recorded and everything that you just said. Yeah.
Tim, I thought this was a private conversation amongst 2 men between 2 boroughs of New York City. Yeah, I think most of these, most. I'm not going to say everybody, but I think most of these guys, and it might not be illegal steroids. It might not be illegal supplements, but it's like human growth hormone or something.
Well, that's illegal, right? Or no, that's just banned in the major leagues.
Yeah, I think it's like you're not allowed to use it. But I mean, steroids, if you're prescribed them, and if anybody can get a prescription for steroids, I assume it's Disney.
Disney I mean, celebrities. I mean, they're the only ones getting the
the tests right now. Yeah, fucking Dr. Goofy's coming in. Well, we're gonna test this blood, but in the meantime, here's some steroids.
Yeah, The Rock is getting tested every 15 minutes.
Tim, what's your plan with laundry nowadays?
We are fortunate to have laundry in our building. At our last apartment, we had in-unit laundry, which was wonderful.
Did I go to your old place ever?
You know, we disputed this because it was in Williamsburg.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
We had laundry in the bathroom.
Okay.
Here's the one thing that you might remember.
I remember your old place now.
This is the only thing that I think you would remember, that my toilet in the bathroom was like catty cornered. Like it wasn't
Yeah,
flush against
that's
a wall.
nuts.
Yeah, it was the craziest thing.
I've never seen that in my life. Tim used to have a toilet that was in the corner, not up against a wall. What kind of? I've never seen that.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought my wife was overheard and laughed at that, but she didn't. And then I just opened the door and alarmed her.
How could she overhear, Tim? You have headphones in, unless you're also pumping my audio
I feel
into
like
the
I'm
living room.
screaming. Am I screaming?
I mean, the listener will decide ultimately.
Whatever. It's troubled times. I'm on my third glass of whiskey.
I'm on my fourth glass of wine. So I have. First off, I think it's hilarious because like anyone that doesn't live in a gigantic city like New York or London right now is like, Tim feels lucky because there's a laundry somewhere in his building. Most people have a laundry machine in where they live.
Yeah.
If they don't live in New York or London or LA or big cities. I have laundry. I also feel lucky because I have laundry in my building, but I have to go outside to get there because it's like in the basement.
It's washing machines and stuff though?
Washing machines. They got dryers even.
Nice.
But you have to like go outside and then go down a ramp. It's like a separate entrance. But right now I'm thinking, A, I'm a little nervous having other people do my laundry. B, I don't really want to like stay somewhere while my laundry's working.
Mm-hmm.
C, everybody's looking to save money right now because nobody has any work. And D, I've got all the goddamn time in the world. I'm thinking about doing my laundry in the bathtub.
Ooh, artisanal laundry.
Tim, I gave a little looky loo at the different options as pertain to washboards.
Oh, no, Tom, if you got a washboard, that'd be the most depressing thing I've ever heard.
Maybe that'll be my hobby. I'll just be like a washboard guy from now on. Yo, washboards are so cheap.
Yeah.
A plastic washboard's real cheap, like $7 about.
Okay. How much is, the one that I'm familiar with? Do musical instruments come up ever?
The ones that you're familiar with, Tim, Amazon's Choice right now is $18.
All right.
And it's a wood and metal washboard that I could also use as a musical instrument if I put some of my thimbles on.
Nice. Yeah, I'll come over with my fiddle when this is all over, and we'll have ourselves a goddamn hoedown.
Yeah, and then afterward we'll pan for gold.
We might need to.
Might be the best way to get out of it.
We'd be wearing nothing but coveralls, nothing underneath.
We heard there was gold here. I brought my washboard.
If we went west looking for gold, we'd get the shit kicked out of us immediately.
I brought my Amazon Basics washboard to look for gold. It's crazy right now, again, not to get on sore subjects, but that right now, as far as like the economy and money goes, everybody's like, I don't know, I guess we'll see.
Yeah. Well, back to what you can do to have fun.
I feel like even like a lot of people don't even have like anywhere near the anxiety they would have normally because it's just kind of a like, well, look, this isn't going to work. If just nobody has a job or money anymore, that's it. Look, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, which will be in, I don't know, a week, 2 weeks. And
here's what here's my next tip. Because I often, this is a true statement, find myself spiraling down if I'm looking at Twitter too much, if I'm looking at the news too much. Fucking stop doing that. This has been great, Tom. Fucking FaceTime with your friends, Google Hangout with your friends. I'm purposely putting the corporations' names on this. Zoom with your friends, but like honestly, talk to people, talk to your family and friends over video chat. You get silly real quick, and it's a lot of fun.
I thought you were about to just like get really sentimental about me.
No, Tom.
And I was ready to accuse you of being very drunk.
No.
I thought you were going to be like this. You know what? Doing a podcast via FaceTime. This is what it's all about.
No. I mean, I feel like it's easy to spiral down when you're like in a vacuum and reading
absolutely.
very kind of like, okay, this is like fact-based, like, you know, here's what the experts are saying, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just need to fuck around with your friends.
Right.
And just do that. Or like, you know.
Hey, sometimes you just need to ignore experts.
Or sometimes you just need to like.
No, I'm kidding. Listen to experts.
But sometimes you don't need to like hear everything they say every waking moment of your life.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Speaking of people getting canceled, like so far the two celebrities that have been canceled are Vanessa Hudgens and Evangeline Lilly.
Kate from Lost.
For basically claiming like this isn't that big of a deal. Which if there was a pool, those would not have been my guesses for like the two celebrities that'd be like, nah, like I would think somebody like Mark Wahlberg maybe would be like, it's fine. But those two, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
And also
Mark Wahlberg's like, man, if I was on that plane coming from China originally.
Well, Mark Wahlberg's also had experience fighting against the wind.
Oh, that's true.
You know, so
have you seen every M. Night Shyamalan movie?
I haven't seen Glass.
That's surprising.
Yeah, and I haven't seen his Apple TV series, which I actually hear is pretty good. I forget what it's called. The Servant?
I don't know.
Servant? But yeah, I'm surprised that these... And Evangeline Lilly, for people that don't know, is being a jerk. Like, Evangeline Lilly is basically being like, look, you can't suppress my freedom. I'm taking my kids to gymnastics.
Right.
And that's shitty. That's being shitty against everything. Vanessa Hudgens said basically like, look, people are going to die, but people die. I feel like that sucks, but also like people misspeak. Like I'd give her a do-over on that.
Especially when it's kind of like, hey,
when everybody's going crazy.
Everybody's going crazy and coming to terms with the fact that like, yeah, you know what? People are going to die. Like to kind of talk yourself into that mind frame of like, I have to shift from, you know, my normal frame of mind to acceptance of the inevitable here. But yeah, you know what? I don't know anything about Vanessa Hudgens, so I don't really care.
Well, that's Vanessa Hudgens. Vanessa Hudson said something shitty, but like Evangeline Lilly's saying and doing dangerous things.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now. And also, when I feel like, especially when you're a celebrity, it's like everybody assumes you already think the rules don't apply to you. And now you're basically saying the rules don't apply to me. Even if you're not saying because I'm a celebrity, that's the assumption that everybody's working under. So Kate from Lost, get lost.
Ooh. Tom, you should become a bitchy gossip columnist.
Maybe that's what I'll do with my time off. Oh God, that would be a dream job.
The greatest thing that happened was in the midst of all of this, that guy Brett Stevens, the op-ed columnist, the conservative op-ed columnist for the New York Times, posted an op-ed about like, oh, so I guess we're going to cancel Woody Allen now. And like, and everybody started dunking on him. And I was like, oh, please, more of this stuff. Please. Like the culture war of 6 weeks ago or of 3 weeks ago, of 1 week ago is so wonderfully.
Pleasant. Yeah.
Yeah. Like that would have made me so outraged. But now I'm like, oh, imagine this is what we were all concerned about. Yeah. Remember when this was what got me all riled up?
Also, Woody Allen is now canceled? No, Woody Allen's been canceled for years now.
Brett Stevens, what the hell?
Like, don't you? I mean, Woody Allen's son is leading the charge against him. That's enough for me to be like, oh, I guess, yeah.
Yeah. The fact that freaking it's still just not accepted that old Blue Eyes Frank Sinatra is his father.
Rowan Atkinson, you're talking about
Mr.
now.
Bean.
No, Ronan Farrow.
Yeah.
Because he looks exactly like old Two Eyes. Yeah.
Anyway, Nick Jonas, Blake Shelton, Kelly Clarkson, and John Legend.
All canceled.
No, they're the people on The Voice.
They've all said that this is a hoax.
Tom, stop it! Stop trying to get people canceled. It's not what we're about.
Tim, in these self-isolating times, what are you doing about food?
Tom, I'm making a lot of my own food. You can follow me at Your Pal Tim on Instagram and see me. I've been trying.
It's not time for the plug.
I've been trying to take my time with preparing food.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, exactly. It's something to do, and I realize like I've been trying to cook more in general lately.
Mm-hmm.
And I always had this thing like, I got to get this done quickly. Like, I have to, like, I always felt like there was some kind
time is of the essence.
Yeah, and now it's just like, nah, I'm just gonna do all the things at my pace. I'm going to put on excellent records from the 90s and just listen to them in my kitchen while I prepare food.
I didn't think about it. I should set up my record player.
Yeah, Tom.
This is a great time to do it.
Yeah, and just listen to all the things that you like. In my kitchen, I have a Sonos set up.
In my kitchen, I have a soda set up.
Yeah, I know you do.
I wish. No.
You have a soda stream, right?
No, I chucked that. It was too much of a pain in the ass. I've been buying. Luckily, they haven't been running out of my favorite seltzer yet. Do you want to know what my favorite seltzer is?
Yeah, what's your favorite? Of course I do.
In these trying times, would you like to know what my favorite seltzer is?
Nothing I would want to hear more.
It is Schweppes.
Ooh.
Black cherry flavor.
That has Schweppervescence, from what I understand.
I think the Schweppervescence only applies to their ginger ale.
Oh, okay. My mistake.
Tim's recalling an ad campaign from the 90s, maybe?
No, I think 1987 is probably. It had what's his name from Monty Python?
John Cleese? Yeah. John Cleese, at least in the U.S., is the most famous Monty Python member.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Yeah, I think that's...
Eric Idle second. A lot of people know who Eric Idle is.
A lot of people know.
A lot of people know him, but they might not be able to name him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up when those Schweppervescence ads were.
A lot of people know Eric Idle from European Vacation.
Oh yeah.
National Lampoons.
I mean, I feel like not a lot of people care about that movie.
It's probably what he's most well known from.
Tom, what are you watching during this? I've been gravitating towards kind of comforting things. I know a lot of people that I work with are like, I'm watching Contagion tonight. I'm watching Outbreak, and I'm just like, fuck you, shut up. You're all assholes.
Yeah, put on pornography like the rest of us.
No. What are your recs?
I did watch Contagion recently.
Why?
I had never seen it before.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. I mean, it's a much different virus. Like, it kills very quickly. That's the thing about the Contagion. Mm-hmm. And then I also did start watching. I didn't know this existed, or maybe I did at one time. You know about this limited series Dead Set?
No.
It's Charlie Booker.
Charlie Bucket from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
We're both too drunk to be doing this.
I can't say Chocolate Factory without slurring my words.
Charlie Brooker, the guy who Black Mirror fame. So the show Dead Set is basically, it is, what if a zombie outbreak happened during a season of Big Brother?
Oh, I've heard about this. Yeah.
Yeah. But the cool thing about it is that it's literally Big Brother. It's not like a Big Brother-esque show. They worked out the rights or whatever. It is Big Brother. So it's pretty cool. I've only watched the first episode. I think there's maybe 5.
And that's literally playing out for real now, right? Yeah.
The German Big Brother, apparently, I don't know if it's still the case now, but as of a couple of days ago, they had not told the cast about what's going on in the rest of the world.
And their plan was like, oh, there was so much backlash, we're going to tell them live on television.
Yeah. But also,
hey, guess what, everybody? You've been living in blissful ignorance in this fucking hot tub. Guess what? Your friends and family are at risk.
Yeah, but you still got to stay on the show. I found it fascinating. I don't really watch Big Brother, but I actually learned from watching Dead Set about it that they said on this German Big Brother that they're the cast was suspicious something was up because the last person who got evicted, when they walked out, there was no noise outside. And normally there's a live studio audience, essentially. It's not a studio, but they're on a lot. And there's people with signs and everything screaming and yelling. And the last person that got evicted, they walked out. It was just crickets. And they were like, what the hell? Why was there nobody outside? But I don't speak German, so I'm not gonna. And also, that's probably the worst country cast that this could be happening in. Is they're gonna tell all these German people this, and they're gonna be like, okay. they're not gonna have an emotional reaction to it at all.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I think they did the same thing with the Canadians. They told them. The Canadian cast of Big Brother. And I don't want to fucking watch that. I don't want to here's somebody hearing something potentially very upsetting to them.
Yeah. And also they can't be 100% sure they're not being fucked with.
Exactly.
That this isn't part of the show. That would be me. If I were on that show, I guess I don't know how long they've been in there. They couldn't have been in there long enough to not have heard about it in other countries, like in China.
Right.
Because that was, by December, January, that was happening. So I would think they haven't been in there that
Big Brother,
long.
No, the seasons are 4 years. It's like a presidential term.
Man, I would never go on a show like Big Brother. I'd never go on any of these things. Even The Real World, I wouldn't go on.
I would go on the Real World was 2 months.
Tim, if you were on The Real World now, everybody would be dunking on you for being old.
Oh, yeah. Tom, I remember the first time I felt old ever in my life was when I was 24 years old, and I realized, I can never be on The Real World now.
Yeah, well, you're ineligible.
Yep, exactly. They won't accept my application.
Younger than 23 or something like that? Yeah. I'll give another tip. Here's another one of my.
I'll give another shout out to my homies.
See, Tim, that's the kind of thing that would out you with the Real World cast right away.
Yeah, I'm old, Tom. No, everybody says homies. We know it. We know it to be true.
Here's another Tom's top self-isolation tip. Just because you're self-isolated doesn't mean you can't go outside.
Yes.
Go outside. Stay away from people.
Oh, God, the fucking plague.
Yeah. Oh, God, this guy, I have to go outside because I have a dog. And this guy today, was walking down the street. I'm like, this guy's going to move out of the way, right? He, almost brushes up against me. He comes so close. And I was like, what? I almost said, hey, man, get away. Don't be so close.
Don't stand so close to me.
It really sucks because I can't explain to my dog what's going on.
Your dog is get out of here, man. We had a pact. I had the run of the fucking place for 8 full hours a day.
I mean, well, I was going to say part of it sucks because I think my dog's genuinely worried about me. Like, oh no, he's like very depressed. He's just home all the time right now. I feel bad. But I was going to say the other thing I feel bad about is that I can't explain to her that she can't talk to other dogs right now, or not talk, sniff other dogs. Because if she's sniffing another dog, then me and that other person are too close, and we can't be that close.
I mean, if you each have 3-foot leashes.
Yeah, but what if the dogs get tangled?
Well, then
and
you
we
both
just have to leave our
hold
dogs.
your breath.
Have you been holding your breath a lot lately? I have.
I've not been leaving my apartment at all. I'm going out tomorrow to get some more groceries. But other than that, I haven't even really been going outside, which is a bummer. I think I need to.
Well, so too that. Well, let me first off wrap up holding my breath. I hold my breath when I walk past everybody in the supermarket, which is probably like worse because it's probably like I'm breathing something in and then holding it in my lungs, giving it more of a chance. But two. Last weekend, I went to a state park and went on a hike.
I saw that. I thought I Instagram messaged you, hey, where is this? And you didn't respond. And I got mad at you for a full 12 hours for not responding.
What?
And then I realized, I didn't actually send that. I only thought about sending that.
All right, cool.
I was like, Tom, it's too fucking cool to respond to a query.
Well, that's the thing right now. If you're texting somebody, guess what? They're seeing that text message.
Yep.
There's no lying about, I just seeing this. I was real busy, not doing anything, staring at the wall. But yeah, I went to his state park over the weekend, went on like just like a 2-mile hike, and it was great. Far away from everybody. Mm-hmm. Very hungry once we got there, me and my girlfriend, because we like weren't really thinking, and we were like, when we got there, it's like, oh, we didn't eat lunch, we should eat. Oh, they have like a snack stand, but you had to like wait because only like one person at a time was allowed in.
Let's pack a damn sandwich next time, Tom.
Oh, next time I would not even risk that, let alone like inconvenience people. But it was very nice. And it was like, yeah, we're not quarantined from going outside. You just have to stay away from people and be very careful about washing your hands. So I would suggest that for people, especially, unfortunately, in New York for like the next week, the weather's about to get shitty. Did you know this?
I didn't know this.
Yeah. It's going to get cold again and rainy a little bit. So that's going to be great for everybody's mental health.
You know what? I find that even going outside with an umbrella... and in a good attitude, or not even a good attitude. I feel like just going outside does a lot because it makes you feel like, okay, there is a fucking world out here and I'm allowed to access it.
Right.
Yeah, you get wet. Who gives a shit?
Hey, you get wet. Who gives a shit? Unless you get wet with like a cough. If somebody coughs on you.
I got some guy coughed on me last week. It soaked me to the fucking bone.
Oh, Tim, you should think very serious about self-isolating. I think your wife should probably find somewhere else to stay for a while.
Yeah, she has.
All right. I think should we wrap this up?
Yeah, I think so. Can I say so? Oh well, here, let's do the plugs and then I'll do the thing. And I'm about to
stay tuned after the plugs for a very special message.
No, I'm gonna get like I'm gonna talk about the thing a little bit. So the trigger warning.
Okay, so look, if you want to avoid the plugs and Tim triggering you, turn off now. Hey, you want to like our show? Go to tcgt.com. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/complete guide. Follow us on Twitter at complete guide. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Tom
Follow
Reynolds.
me at your pal Tim, and I'll be posting more photos of me, more videos of me cooking, listening to cool 90s music.
Yeah. If you want to support the show when you're buying supplies, go to tcgt.com/Amazon. And you can also join our Patreon, patreon.com/complete guide. Are you hearing these? Those are sirens on your end.
They're sirens on my end. Don't worry, nothing to be
thought
alarmed about.
I thought there were somehow sirens on both of our ends. I was like, oh no,
It's
they're
happening.
locking everything down. Patreon.com/complete guide for our Patreon, where we do books of podcasts. You get all the old episodes, $5 a month. So if you're looking to support the show during these troubled times, and if you're looking to get a whole bunch of content, once you sign up, you get all the back stuff too. It'll keep you busy.
Yeah, and books of the podcast going strong. This week we've ended the Papa John situation
saga.
So there will be. Oh shit! I have to get a poll up pretty soon, huh?
Yeah. Look, we'll figure that out.
Yeah, we'll figure out the next book. I'll get that on my e-reader.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nowadays.
And you can all do that. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to everybody who supports us on Patreon, but thank you to everybody listening. There have been some very nice notes that came in through Reddit.
I haven't seen those, but I'll look into it.
Yeah, through Patreon, through Reddit, through
I'll
Twitter.
try and find the time.
And some emails too. That we're helpful, and I know that I am a very anxious person. I am somebody who definitely my mind can get away with me. My mind. Jesus Christ, I'm drunk. But my mind,
my mind can have its way with me.
No, my mind can get away with itself, and then kind of just run wild. And I find that there are things that you need to hold on to when you're anxious. And I've heard some good things from people that we have been a good distraction from what's going on, and I hope that we can remain to be. And we're gonna keep doing this shit. This is very, very, very dumb thing. Every single week, throughout all of these quote unquote troubled times. Hopefully we can get a little bit more on track with keeping things a little bit more on topic, but consider this an experiment into us keeping this thing going. And we're all going to get through this together, and it's going to be it's going to be fine. And it's going to be wonderful moving forward.
I was going to say it's crazy that both of us got drunker than we normally get. And some people think we get hammered during the show. That's not really the case.
No.
We get a little silly, sure. But I'm pretty drunk right now, and I think it's just because this is a rare human interaction we're having.
Yeah.
So even though we're not in the same physical place, we're like, hey, let's drink up.
Yeah.
I would also say, by the way, to go with your sincere thing, and also a good self-isolation tip, everybody takes for granted that, I remember, Tim, you remember when we were teens, but we young lads.
Lads? What the fuck?
The idea of video calling was still a futuristic sci-fi notion.
Thank God this happened now when we can actually fucking see each other.
Yeah, but take advantage of that. Video call people. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's not the same as being in the room with somebody, but hey, it's not half bad.
I think I started saying this, and then I was drunk, and then we went off on a million tangents. But whenever I do start spiraling down, video chatting with somebody really does make a difference. It makes everybody realize that hey, we're all doing the same thing. And that we're
except Evangeline Lilly isn't.
Yeah, Evangeline Lilly and freaking Elon Musk, but old Muskie himself.
Oh, don't get me started on Muskie right now.
But
That guy's got to put his money where his mouth is about making
ventilators.
Ventilators, or else like go the fuck away forever.
Yeah. But like, honestly, if you can video chat with someone you care about, someone you love, it's
Yeah, especially if it's somebody that you know is somewhat isolated.
yeah, it makes a world of difference.
Older family members and stuff. Yeah,
teach them how to use the old Zoom. Oh, Zoom, you can do funny backgrounds. I had a thing with my office today. Who could do the best background? And I downloaded a picture of the Cheers set. And I did a Cheers. I put the Cheers set behind me, and none of the fucking young people that I work with understood it. They were like, "Oh, is that a bar that you go to regularly?" It's like, yeah, kind of.
I was trying. We're on FaceTime right now, and I was trying to make myself look like a giraffe, but it didn't work.
No, it didn't. It just keeps flipping the. Look, here's the thing. Maybe we should start doing, because this is very, very nice, Tom. It's nice to see you.
Yeah,
it's nice to talk to you. I feel like maybe if this thing continues, maybe we'll.
I've heard it's going to be over any hour now.
By the time this comes out, you'll be like, I don't even remember what was happening.
Oh, right. That weird thing.
But like maybe we can start to do more kind of interactive stuff where I would like that. But
yeah, Tim, and now you're talking virtual reality, augmented reality,
all of the above. But here's the thing. I really appreciate everybody saying nice things to us on Reddit.
Yes.
And I hope we can be of some comfort in these troubled times. And I am very drunk, so and we still have to record Books the podcast after this. So if
Tim, don't give away our production.
So
schedule.
if you're this is look, we're gonna be honest now. All the things are all the facades are ripped down. Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see you next week. We love you very much.
Yes.
That was a HeadGum podcast.